Do you think you know Cristiano Ronaldo? The goals, the celebrations, the trophies. But what if I told you this is the same man who abandoned an $8 million mansion because of sheep? Who has a galaxy named after him 12 billion light years away? Who nearly went to prison days before the biggest match of his career? These aren't rumors. These aren't tabloid gossip. These are the untold stories that shaped the most obsessive, disciplined, and controversial athlete on the planet. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why Cristiano Ronaldo has never taken a single sip of alcohol in his entire adult life. That story alone will change how you see him forever. Let's get into it. 10. He abandoned an $8 mansion because of sheep. When Ronaldo returned to Manchester United in 2021, he bought an $8 million mansion. Makes sense. If you're going to be the best, you need to live like the best. But here's the problem. Ronaldo doesn't sleep like normal people. While most of us crash for 7 or 8 hours straight, Ronaldo follows a polyphasic sleep schedule. That means 8 hours at night, plus 5 90-minute naps throughout the day. His entire routine is built around this: recovery, muscle repair, maintaining peak performance at an age when most players are retired. So when he discovered his mansion was surrounded by sheep whose constant bleating disrupted his carefully designed sleep schedule, he tried everything. Soundproofing, barriers. Reportedly, they even tried to buy the sheep themselves. Nothing worked. You can't negotiate with nature. And sheep don't care if you've won 5 Ballon d'Ors. His solution? He abandoned the property entirely. Bought another mansion. Let that sink in. Most people dream of owning one mansion. Ronaldo abandoned one because farm animals interrupted his nap schedule. That's not normal. That's a different level of obsession. And speaking of legacy that goes beyond normal, his influence literally extends beyond Earth. I mean that in the most literal way possible. 9A galaxy 12 billion light years away is named after him. Cosmos Redshift 7. That's a galaxy located 12 billion light years from Earth. So far away that the light we see from it today started traveling when the universe was still in its infancy. This galaxy contains some of the earliest stars ever formed in cosmic history, and it's nicknamed CR7 after Cristiano Ronaldo. Scientists discovered unique properties during their research and gave it that name. Ronaldo even released galaxy-themed CR7 merchandise to celebrate having his brand exist in a realm of space that humans will never physically reach. Think about that for a second. While most athletes are happy having their name on a jersey, Ronaldo has a piece of outer space carrying his initials. His legacy exists where no human will ever travel. From the cosmos back to Earth. Because Ronaldo's life hasn't always been about glory and galaxies. In fact, he almost didn't make it past his teenage years. And I'm not talking about his football career. I'm talking about his life. 8. He had life-saving heart surgery as a teenager. Teenage Ronaldo. Already showing incredible promise. But his mother notices something wrong. He's breathing heavily when he's not training. Heart racing even while sitting still. The diagnosis? A racing heart condition that could kill him without immediate surgery. So as a teenager from a poor family in Madeira, Ronaldo went under the knife. They operated on the organ that would one day pump blood through the most elite athlete on the planet. If anything had gone wrong, there would be no Cristiano Ronaldo. That near-death experience changed everything. It's why he's obsessed with his body, why he's still playing at the highest level in his late 30s. But that brush with death wasn't the only reason for his health obsession. There's a darker story involving his father, a promise Ronaldo made to himself as a child. We'll get to that later. 7. No tattoos, because he donates blood regularly. Look at any footballer today. Tattoos everywhere. Full sleeves, chest pieces, neck ink. Now look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Not a single tattoo. Here's why. When you get a tattoo, you cannot donate blood for 4 months. And Ronaldo donates blood regularly, not for PR. Consistently. Quietly. He could get paid millions to endorse tattoo companies. Instead, he chose saving lives through blood donation over looking cool or fitting in. No alcohol, no tattoos, no shortcuts. When you understand where this obsession comes from, it stops looking like discipline and starts looking like survival. That story comes later. For now, let's talk about a secret that cost him $11 million. 6. He paid 11 M to keep the mother of his first son's secret. July 3, 2010. Ronaldo announces, "I'm a father." The world celebrated. Then everyone asked, "Who's the mother?" Complete silence. According to unconfirmed reports, Ronaldo met a waitress during a Manchester United tour in the US. She became pregnant. He allegedly offered $11 million for complete confidentiality and full custody. She agreed. Over a decade later, her identity has never been confirmed. Not a single leak. The most successfully kept secret in an era where nothing stays private. Ronaldo pays millions to protect what matters. But sometimes, a gesture that costs nothing can move billions. 5. The Coca Cola incident that wiped out $4 billion. June 15, 2021. Euro 2020 press conference. 2 Coca Cola bottles sit in front of Ronaldo. Sponsors paid millions for this visibility. Cameras rolling, millions watching. He removes both bottles, pushes them aside, holds up water, says one word: agua. Within hours, Coca-Cola's stock dropped $4 billion in market value because one athlete moved 2 bottles and said water. One word. One gesture. $4 billion gone. That's not influence. That's power most world leaders don't have. But that same power almost landed him behind bars. 4. He nearly went to prison for $17 M tax fraud. Peak Ronaldo. Champions League final approaching. Everything perfect. Then Spain drops a bomb, tax fraud charges. Prosecutors claimed he hid $17 million through offshore accounts between 2011-2014. 2 options: fight it and risk 5 years in prison, or admit guilt and pay. This decision came days before one of his career's biggest matches. He admitted guilt, paid $28 million, walked free, then won the Champions League like nothing happened. Most people would crumble under that pressure. Ronaldo locked it away and delivered when it mattered most. But here's where things get strange. The greatest footballer on earth doesn't even like watching football. 3. Football isn't actually his favorite sport to watch. You'd think Ronaldo spends his free time watching football matches, studying tactics, analyzing opponents. Nope, his favorite sport to watch is combat sports, specifically boxing and UFC. When Ronaldo relaxes, he's not watching Barcelona or studying Guardiola's tactics. He's watching fighters punch each other, getting entertainment from a completely different sport. He also enjoys playing basketball. His vertical leap is higher than that of some NBA players. He's thrown ceremonial baseball pitches. The man is just naturally athletic at everything. But his true passion? Combat sports. One-on-one battles where there's no team to rely on. Just 2 people testing their will until one breaks. Maybe that makes perfect sense for Ronaldo's personality. He thrives on individual excellence, being the best even when everyone's trying to bring him down. In combat sports, there's nowhere to hide, no teammates to blame. Just you against another person who wants to destroy you. The greatest footballer alive would rather watch Conor McGregor fight than watch a football match. Genuinely ironic. But in 2022, life was about to punch Ronaldo in a way nothing could prepare him for. 2. He lost his newborn son played days later. April 18, 2022. Ronaldo and Georgina Rodriguez were expecting twins. This was supposed to be double joy, double love. After everything he'd already been through in life, this was meant to be pure happiness. But when the delivery came, only one baby came home alive. Their newborn son died during childbirth. Ronaldo later said it was the hardest moment since his father's death. When you consider everything this man has been through, the poverty, the heart surgery, the public scrutiny, the pressure, for him to say that tells you exactly how deep that wound went. Most people would take weeks, months, maybe years to process that kind of loss privately. But 5 days later, Ronaldo was back on the pitch. He scored and pointed to the sky. A father's tribute to a son who would never see him play. 5 days. Most of us would need 5 months. Ronaldo needed 5 days, then scored, then pointed to the sky. I don't know what to call that. Strength doesn't feel like the right word. That's not just professionalism, that's something beyond comprehension. Because Ronaldo understood millions were counting on him. While carrying pain that would break most people, He showed up and performed at the highest level. He mentioned his father's death in that statement. And that connection brings us to the most personal story of all, the childhood trauma that shaped everything about Cristiano Ronaldo. One, his father's alcoholism is why Ronaldo never drinks. Remember that heart surgery? His health obsession? No tattoos for blood donation? Moving Coca Cola bottles for water? It all traces back to one man, his father, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. 𝐬𝐮 was a war veteran who came home carrying trauma he couldn't process. Like many veterans, he turned to alcohol to cope. He became an alcoholic, the kind whose entire life revolves around the next drink. The kind whose family suffers in silence while watching someone they love destroy themselves. Ronaldo has said publicly, "I barely knew my father sober." Think about that for a moment. Your father is physically there, but not really there, because alcohol has replaced who he could have been. You watch the person who's supposed to protect you slowly destroy himself. One drink at a time, day after day, year after year. 𝐬𝐮 died in 2005 at 52 years old. Liver failure. After decades of alcoholism, he was barely middle-aged. And the timing makes it unbearably tragic. He died before Ronaldo won his first Champions League, before his first Ballon d'Or, before witnessing any of the success that defines Ronaldo today. By the time Ronaldo became Ronaldo, his father was already gone. That pain became the foundation for everything Ronaldo built. It's why he almost never drinks alcohol, why he refuses drinks at parties. He's so protective of his health. Why is every single choice calculated? He watched his father's addiction kill him, steal their chance to share success together, rob him of ever seeing his son become the greatest. Every time Ronaldo refuses a drink, pushes away Coca Cola for water, trains when he could rest, he's not just being disciplined, he's keeping a promise. A promise to a version of himself that watched his father drink himself to death before ever seeing his son become a legend. He's making sure his own children know him sober. Present. In control, rather than being controlled by vices. That's not motivation. That's pain turned into purpose. If this changed how you see CR7, smash that like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.